Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. My name is Dawn Black. I'm your host, and this is early for me because usually I do my Meet the Expert on the Blocks at 5 p.m., live at 5, not live at 9, but that's okay because I have a great guest here that I am going to be introducing in a moment. And I'm excited too because this is going to be a great show. It's going to be informative. You're really going to like it, and you're going to see a lot of different things. So let's get started here. But what I first do is I like to do my housekeeping items, and I know it's early in the morning, so we are on my Facebook, business, personal, YouTube, Instagram, and LinkedIn and YouTube. So if you're seeing us out there and you like what you see, please show us some hearts, some love. We need some thumbs up. Most of all, I like interaction. So if you're out there and you have questions for my special guest, please don't hesitate to put the question in the comments below because it should come in through my studio here and I should be able to ask it and post you out there and show that I'm loving on you and wanting to make sure that you get your answers to your questions. So don't hesitate to join in that way. So what we're going to do now, right now, I know what I'm going to do is I will check for people out there. So let me know if you're out there. Post your information. Let's say hello, good morning. We'd love to hear from you. But what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to introduce our special guest. And we have Dr. Hector Martinez with Try Modern Health here in the studio.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Dr. Hector, for joining me in this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block.
Yeah, definitely, Don. Thank you so much. I mean, you doing a lot of people probably don't know what work you put into this. I mean, there's a lot of thought and effort, but I appreciate you reaching out and having me on here, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited to have you here too. And what I want to ask you to do, if you wouldn't mind, just let people know the name of your business, your contact information,
Sure.
where you're located, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So we're Try Modern Health. We're located in Hoffman Estates off of Grand Canyon Parkway by Higgins and Roselle. Phone number is 847-884-8488. And then our website is trymodernhealth.com. Lots of ways to reach out to us. We also are pretty active on social. We do get some like DMs on Instagram and Facebook. And like I said, different ways you can reach out to us there. If you do have any questions, any concerns, related to what we do.
Awesome. And I do have the information scrolling on the bottom of the screen. So be sure to, if you need a chiropractor, take down the number and give them a call. So we do have a couple of comments. So at least one we have Hector Martinez. I'm here. Hello. Were you testing this out?
I just wanted to see the live. I shared the
live.
Oh my gosh. Maybe some of the family reaches or checks it out.
Well, that's great. So again, thank you so much for joining us. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to just ask a question. And I like, everybody's got a past. And
Sure.
I like to get the scoops on what you were doing before you even opened up this business. How'd you get started? What was your motivation? All that good stuff. Why don't you take the floor now?
Yeah, I like this question. I think when you asked me this, it was pretty short, but I mean, I said not much. But really, before I became a chiropractor, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I remember my dad saying, you either go to work or you go to school. And I went to school for a while. I went to Harper College. And then I went to Roosevelt. I did like all my undergrad stuff. And then I was seeing a chiropractor. And the chiropractor actually, he's like, hey, you really seem interested in what we do. And, you could do other things along with the chiropractic care. I was seeing him for neck pain and headaches and back pain, and it really helped me. And then, after that, I applied to chiropractic school and then became a chiropractor. Yeah.
Well, that's it. See, there's everybody, because I remember when we first sat down, I was like, you're like, yeah, I just did this. And I'm like, no. I'm like, dig a little deeper here. Because there's always a story. I mean, I had a story, and it's really cool to hear that you had a story. And I know sometimes our parents are the ones that kind of push us a little bit to
Hmm.
get us really kind of motivated, but it's really cool that you um, found the person that was treating you. You kind of connected with that and with the career itself
Hmm.
person. So I think that's really kind of a cool story. So
Yeah.
so what was the reason you opened up Try Modern Health? Everybody's got their why. So
Yeah.
what's your why?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's definitely personal just with dealing with my own struggles with neck pain, headaches, and back pain. And I think, like I was telling you before, I think people are still looking for a good chiropractor.
Yeah.
We do still do chiropractic care, and we do what's called like a specific scientific adjustment type of chiropractic
Mm,
care. And then I think what makes us different is we also incorporate. I know there's some videos we're going to talk about and some
right.
tips, but
Yes.
we incorporate exercise like that are specific to what's going on with the patient that focus on your posture, spinal alignment, and core. And I think I just saw that's something that I'm really passionate about, and I think we're really good at it. And I saw the need here; it was close to home, and then we opened up our office here about like 7 years ago, along with my wife. Actually, 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she actually is the one that helped me in the beginning for. Uh, she helped me come up with the name. She helped me come up with the logo. Some of the finances. She was a big part of it. She actually worked in the office early on in the beginning as well. So very, very
That's
thankful
good.
for her help and her support. Um,
Yes, so it was like a
yeah,
family business. You started it
yeah,
up
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
How awesome is that? That's cool. Um, so so we're going to talk about, I think now the patient experience. What does that
Hmm.
look like? What does the patient experience look like?
Sure. I think the big thing that people want is, can you help me? So really, we don't know. Typically, you come in for the first initial visit, and that allows us to really see if we can help, right? So then we obviously sit down with you when we talk. We'll do a consultation, and we'll figure out really what's going on with you, figure out like what the root cause is. Is your spinal misalignments, is that creating the problem? It could be a lot of things, right? And then we'll let you know, can we help, yes or no? And then from there, as I tell everybody, you do have some options. And I think people usually choose us most commonly for what we call like corrective care, which is working to help correct the problem. uh,
Right.
and as far as like the experience, I think there's obviously we're doing some chiropractic care, there's adjustments. There's lots of ways that we could adjust you. It's not just the cracking style, but we're really also doing exercises as well. But we're really focused more on like what I was telling you, like more of the goals. Like is it could be a different story for everybody. Is it like a dad that can't lift up his kids or can't play with his kids, or someone that has like headaches and they can't sleep and they're stressed out and it's affecting their work concentration? I think pain and health has a overall effect on a lot of things. It's not
Mhm.
just to yourself. It affects like how you show up, to work, how you show up with your family, and it does affect relationships. What I've seen after dealing with this. So most people
Wow.
don't come because of the pain. They typically come because it's having some type of effect on their life overall, or I don't know, they can't exercise as well, and it's affecting their weight loss goals. So we see all sorts of story. So we focus more on your goals, and then we use the chiropractic and the physical therapy to help you achieve those goals.
Awesome. So we do have a video that we're going to show.
Sure.
And I think this kind of lays out the different things that you do. Explain the video that we're going to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, like people want to see like, well, what does the office look like? What do you do? So we're doing some adjustments. You see me use like some tools that help me with the adjustment. There's a patient that I've seen for several years that is getting acupuncture for different things. Some of the people are doing exercises and stretches, and then that's kind of like the overall feel. Video's kind of loud, so I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
lower the volume. Sorry about
Well,
that.
okay. That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Let's play the video and so
Mhm.
people can see it. a lot going on there.
Yeah. A lot of happy people, Don, just coming in
Yes.
and working on their health.
I mean, you have you had those like there was the cream. What is that?
Yeah, that's like something we use like if there's like knots or just pain in the area, we use it to calm it down along with the adjustment.
Is that like
Um,
heat or something?
yeah, like some heat and like muscle stimulation.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
very popular thing we do in the office. A lot of patients like getting it and respond really well.
Oh, wow.
And then,
Okay.
like I said, different
And
things we could do along with
how
the
many you
chiropractic.
do acupuncture too, don't you?
Yeah, so like acupuncture, I've actually been doing it like as long as I've been a chiropractor. I actually started
Hmm.
doing it because of my dad, because he had a lot of migraines and I wanted to help. And I actually did some acupuncture for myself for knee pain.
Oh,
And
really?
I've just
Okay.
been doing it ever since.
So acupuncture,
Yeah,
what is the okay? Because I had it done before, and I kept
sure.
on. I'm like, and I mean, I'm going to say it helped, but then I kept on
Hmm.
thinking, like, oh, I got these needles. I mean, like, is
Yeah.
it? Am I supposed to be? Are you supposed to be physically? No, the person that did it didn't really kind of explain it very well.
Mm.
But you put those needles in you, and what is it that you're supposed to be feeling?
It depends really on what's going on. I mean, you may not feel anything when you're sitting there. You may feel like sometimes people say they feel things around the needle, like some heat or something,
Yeah.
and that's just kind of energy flow moving throughout the body. So not to confuse the audience, but there's just energy flow that happens throughout their body through what we call meridians. And
Okay.
depending on what's on in balance or out of balance, that could create symptoms. And then we use the needles at certain points to help, with that process and with that healing.
It's interesting because I
Yeah.
mean, it did help. I'm not going to say
Hmm.
it didn't.
Yeah.
I went through a couple treatments, but yeah, I was just figured I'd get like what exactly. No, nobody ever told me what I was supposed to be feeling, so I'm
Hmm.
like, I didn't know, but it did help.
Yeah.
So maybe that's interesting. But you had a lot. You had a lot going on. So you have a staff, right? You have a
Right.
staff that works for you. So how many people work for you?
Yeah. So
I'm going to
I
pull
have,
up that picture
sure.
too. I'm going to pull
Yeah.
that up. Let me do that.
So we have three people that work in the office. You got Melissa in the front. She actually is the one that helps me a lot with my social media videos and filming the exercises and things like that. She also helps me with like the exercise rehab department, showing people exercises, helping keep track of like, how everyone's doing, if we need to add exercises, remove exercises, add reps or sets. There's a lot that goes into that whole process. So I'm very thankful for having her, and she helps keep everything organized so that we could give
Oh,
good patient care. Danny has been with me for 2 years. He's a little bit behind there on the top left and a little bit in the middle, showing that exercise to the
oh, okay.
patient. So he helps answer the phones, and he helps with just kind of coordinating your visits. And if you have any financial concerns, he helps with that. Miriam
Cool.
in the back is our office manager. She helps keep a lot of things running. She was very involved with helping me with organize uh, you know, our call today. And she like
Yes, she was
orders.
very on top of it. Very
Yeah,
on top
so
of it.
I couldn't do it without staff. They definitely helped me really like focus on patient care, so that I could do what I do best. Because there's a lot of things I don't do really well that my staff do really well, and I'm very grateful for them.
Well, they do a great
So
job, and
yeah.
they were very on top of everything as far as to get us together on this
Hmm.
call. I mean, they were very instrumental. So kudos to them. They're
Yeah.
great. They're very good. So why don't we talk about what we're here to talk about? We're
Sure.
here to talk about pain-free. You're going to give us. We want to live pain-free, and
Sure.
you're going to give us some insights on that. And I mean, nobody likes being in pain.
No.
So, because like you had mentioned, it can affect, you can have a pain in your knee or pain in your back, and that can affect your lifestyle, your work, your play, all that. So, give us
Yeah.
some insights on that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll keep it simple, really, because obviously we could go really deep on this. But I think the biggest thing for pain is movement. Like a lot of I'm sure some of the people that are listening, they sit at a desk, they drive a lot, they're on their phones. You're looking forward. That posture creates other problems over time, and just movement helps. Going for a walk, getting up and taking a break is something that's very underestimated. That just kind of sitting in one position creates those misalignments and that tension in the shoulders and then your neck and things like that. And oftentimes that's the source. People come in here, they're like, I didn't do anything. What's usually because you sit for 8 hours a day, and then your
Yeah.
body gets tight. So I think that's a big one. I know there's a stretch we're going to show that I do that feels really good on my neck.
Oh, yes.
My other tip would be ice. I think it's very underestimated. Most of the time, if someone has pain, there's usually inflammation, and ice helps calm down the inflammation. It's something easy you could do. You could be doing it right now where you're listening to the show or where you're answering emails. You ice. Let's say you have some neck pain. You ice your neck. You ice for about 10 to 15 minutes. And that helps calm down the pain. I actually had posted a video and someone said, "Hey, Dr. Martinez, I was going to come in and see you, but I saw your video on ice and now I feel great." And I was like, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
It's not going to resolve and correct the issues, but it's still, it's going to help you with pain. And I think people look for that. So
when you're dealing with pain, can people, and I did ask you this before, so people sometimes can really, your threshold for pain is different for everybody.
Sure.
So the longer, can you be hurting yourself? Pain usually is supposed to be a trigger, isn't that something is wrong, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody's holding off to get treated, could that be more of an issue versus, their pain levels,
Yeah, most of the time the longer something is going on, it takes longer to treat. It's harder to treat. It gets more complicated, right? Like the quicker you get to something, the easier it is. One of the chiropractors said, like, yeah, if you don't mow your lawn for like a week, like it's going to take you longer, right? If you keep up with the lawn, keep up with your health. So I definitely think that treating it as quickly as you can definitely helps overall. I had a really good thought. Actually, I lost my thought there, Don.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was answering the question.
Well, if you get that thought back,
I'll try to get it back. It was actually really good. But
that's good. So, so there are other things that you can do, and I know that we have a video we're going to play. But if you could we're going to play the video because we're going to be talking. It's the neck video because give us a little bit of insight. Obviously, everybody, our pastors, tell us a little bit more about our livelihood, what we're doing wrong, and what we can do to relieve that stress.
Sure. Yeah. So I actually just thought of what I was going to say. If you want. Yeah. So I think. Whenever I see someone in pain, usually there's more to it, right? Usually it's affecting their life pretty negatively. Like, let's say, okay, I can't go for a run is something, right? Or something like that, or it hurts when I lift. And then as we dig a little bit deeper, they're like, I'm not sleeping as well. I'm tired. I can't concentrate. Maybe shorter with my spouse, not as patient with my kids. That's typically like why people, over time, the pain that they have, it gets more unraveled into your life, deeper into your life. So I think it's not just about the pain. I think, most people understand that things could get worse. It's harder to treat. It's like most people don't see like the life impact that pain has, which is typically the reason why people come to see us. Cause it's, at that point it's affecting their life negatively. It's not just about the pain at that point.
It can change their mood towards other people.
Change their mood, create stress. I just had a lady the other day. She was like, I'm having this pain. It's stressing me out. It's just, I'm always thinking about it. And people don't realize that how much stress that pain is having, because you just want to push through the day, but you're still thinking about it. It's not like it's just there. You're like having to maybe change something you do, or you're not concentrating while you're, with a client, let's say. So people don't really think about that because we just want to live our lives, but it does have a big effect on us. So that's just kind of what I wanted to say.
How can we fix it? There's no, I wouldn't say there's no quick fixes, but let's say there's, because you had mentioned a lot of us, and when we were talking before, a lot of us are sitting at the computer and we're I think your neck is always down looking at the keyboard or looking at the screen. So your posture isn't the best it should be,
Right.
So what is the right way to sit up?
So it's really about like movement and taking breaks. Okay. Most of us sit in this position, right? So if you think about it, the right movement would be you're sitting up straight, shoulders pinned back down, head kind of over the shoulders in this position like that. And then you're like squeezing your core while you still try to breathe. It feels awkward for most people because we don't sit like that. But like a simple thing would be like just move around and get up and start walking, because typically you're you're still in one position and things are going to get tight either way. When we talk about poor posture, though, it's usually because we're in this position, and then
Hunched
that
over all
creates,
the time.
yeah, that creates like certain patterns, certain muscles get tight, there's certain muscle imbalances, and then a lot of people have like similar patterns, but like if you're looking like the correct posture, it would be in that position. So one other thing you could do, let's say you're on the call or something like that, you could still work. You could sit in this posture and you could hold it for about 5 minutes, maybe once an hour. If you don't, because a lot of people say I can't get up and walk around.
Yeah.
You still want to change position is really what you want to do. And like I said,
okay.
most people are in this position. We want to get back to that position.
So if you're a person that you have a desk job and you're sitting by the desk, so you said if they can't get up and walk around, so is there should you be dividing that? Like, should you try to get up every 15, 20 minutes? Is there even if let's say you work from home and you're sitting by your desk, you can get really engrossed in your work and then you forget to get up. But what would you say is the time frame that you should really kind of get up for how long and how many times?
I really say if you can get up and walk around for 5 minutes once an hour, grab some water, get up, grab a snack or something like that. Create some movement. I typically tell people that. Most people have a hard time. You're like, well, I'm sitting at my desk, I have to work. And I definitely get that. We have to be realistic with that. But I think if you get up and move, let's say you get up and move for 5 minutes once an hour for a few hours, and then you reset your posture for about 5 to 10 minutes once an hour, that's going to do you a lot of good long-term over time, and will really help relieve some tension over time as well without really having to do other things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the neck, because it seems like the neck. I know we have a video that we're going to play, but explain the video, or do you want me to? Here, let's do this. Let's play the video, and then I'll let you explain it.
Okay.
So let me just give me 1 second. I want to say it's it. Hold on. I gotta. Hopefully this is the right one. Hold on.
Video, guys. So if you sit all day, oftentimes we don't have the best posture. So I wanted to show you something that I do actually a couple times a week just to help with my posture. So what I'm going to use is a band that's kind of a little bit stretchy. I'm going to place it here at the base of my neck. And then what I'm going to do is pull here and then just gently lean over it like this. And then I'm going to do about 10 reps. And that actually feels amazing. I know Danny did it the other day, one of my assistants. And that just gives my neck a nice comfortable stretch, and it just helps with my posture. So hope that guys help. Let me know. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.
Well, that was a great. I mean, I could just start looking at it. I'm like, oh God, that does feel good.
Yeah, it just creates that stretch in the neck because we're again, this posture, forward head posture. So if we bring that neck back over, feels really good. So usually it's like a band.
I was going to say, what are the bands and where can you get them?
You could probably buy this on Amazon, or sometimes they sell them at the stores. We use a different one that in the office that kind of looks like this. That you place behind your neck, and I actually do this. I actually did this before the call today, couple times a day, just to loosen up my neck as well.
Oh, okay. So, and then I because I remember before I went to, it was in Amazon. It's like a strip, like a plastic. I don't know, bar or whatever. And in the middle of it has two golf balls that you put in there, and you can kind of, do the same thing. It kind of really, it's like a little massager in the back of your neck. So how do you, so you get this. How many times again do you do this?
So I would say it would be two sets of 10 reps. So 1 rep would be extending back. You would do that about 20 times, right?
Okay.
I would say ideally once a day. If you could do it twice a day, bonus points for that. Because I said you've probably been sitting for a while like that anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So morning, maybe do it once in the morning.
Yeah.
Before you get to work, and then maybe at home or right before you go to bed or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great information. Is there anything else? I mean, I know we were talking about the neck, posture. Was there anything else that we needed to add?
I think just kind of these tips, we call it habit stacking that I learned. Can you do other things while you're can you make your coffee and do your stretch, right? we talked about, can you work and sit up with your posture? Can you walk around while you're in a meeting and get some movement in? Can you incorporate, 5 or 10 minutes of stretching? It doesn't have to be like a dedicated time,
Yeah.
but like try to make it like we call like a non-negotiable. You could stretch while you're brushing your teeth. I mean, I did some stretches while I was making the coffee this morning because I think, I'll be honest, otherwise sometimes I just don't do it. And I think what I
Well,
learned is just
yeah.
kind of incorporating in your daily life. I mean, I've done some stuff where I'm on the floor with the kids and I'm stretching, and they think I'm playing and they jump all over me, and it creates more movement. I think that's typically the key, and that's where most people struggle is the time. And I think it's just kind of incorporated into your daily life. It makes it easier.
Well, like too, because you said you have kids, I think,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of you're on the go a lot. I think everybody is, even as young parents too. You're
Hmm.
you're with your kids all the time. You've got to get up and go to work. So sometimes it's like you kind of have to schedule it in, or like you said, just if you're getting a cup of coffee, maybe do the stretches, or try to equate getting up
Yeah.
and walking around, or getting that cup of coffee by doing something.
Yeah, I think movement is so important, Don. I think it changes your state. I think, you could be upset about something, and sometimes I'll do some. This is like me. I'm not telling you guys to do this. I'll do push-ups, I'll do air squats, I'll do something to create movement, so that I could show up energetically, for whoever I'm there to serve. I
Does it
think that's
change your whole like misdemeanor, like your whole person once you
I
do that? You could
oh
be in a
yeah.
bad mood, you do that, you feel a
Yeah.
little bit more rejuvenated?
I think so. I mean, I do something that I do like every day. I do like a certain amount of push-ups, something called mountain climbers and air squats, and
Yeah.
I just do that because it kind of helps set the tone. It's something that is what I call non-negotiable, which
Okay.
really, I think it does have a big effect. I mean, I don't, not to get too much into it, but I think
Yeah.
movement is very underestimated. A lot of people that I know actually, like, they say, I go on walks, I feel better being out in nature.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot there that you could be doing to help yourself there. So
So I guess the takeaway is get out there and move,
yeah,
move. You got to
yeah,
move. So don't be sitting at your desk. Get up, take a walk, go out and see the nature, because you're walking and seeing nature at the same time. But
right,
I think what your point is just get up and move. Just get a move. So
definitely.
that's all good stuff. All of that is great stuff. So your business has grown, and what have you done to get your business where it is now?
Yeah, so we were talking about this. I think really networking, great people like you, and connecting with people like you helped like a lot. Like I
Oh,
said,
thanks.
yeah, I mean, we were part of like the SBA, so that helped a
Yes.
lot. I know we connected with Ragus a lot. You might
Oh,
know him. He helped a
he's
ton.
the live version of LinkedIn. That's
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we started getting very active on social media, and I think that's definitely helped the office. We're just honestly that we're just there to provide information, there to serve, and like I said, there's different tips. People do like seeing like adjustment videos for entertainment. There's some funny videos, but it's more of a resource for patients.
Yes.
A lot of our patients actually go to our YouTube channel and they say, "Oh, I saw that exercise and really help." I'm like, "That's great." Like we're just literally just trying to help on when we're on there. So
How do you
that's what.
find time? Well, so you
Yeah.
see patients, you have to probably charge. So how do you find time to make all those videos that you make?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I learned is just having like different systems in place for the process, setting the time. For me, it's definitely an important part of our business, and being there to like serve our patients because people want to see us out there, and
Hmm.
just making that something that is like what we call like a non-negotiable, where I know I'm like, all right, I want to do 2 or 3 videos, let's say today. I do like I do plan my content, like I write like scripts. So I wrote scripts yesterday before I left the office. So I have like 4 or 5 things that I could film, and then it's just about filming them. There's some like editing that I use like certain apps to make the process easier. So I did learn actually a lot from I know your guest Jason Stallard. That
Yes.
helped a lot. So I do use some AI for the process, but usually it's me kind of doing most of
You're
the
doing
the
it
directing
yourself.
there. Yeah.
Well, I see an underlying theme. You'll keep on saying non-negotiable. Is
Yeah.
that the way? Is that the way you are your kids too? It's non-negotiable.
I mean, it's kind of different. They're like still little,
Yeah.
and he's 3 and Eli's 5, but it's just different with them.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You're a big part of the community too, aren't you?
Yeah, we try to be over the last couple years.
And how do you? I'm gonna pull this up again.
Yeah.
So, how are you a big part of your community?
So we were talking about this. The boomers is
Mhm.
definitely something that we really like doing. I think we were talking about like there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but the family atmosphere of the boomers, the baseball players here in the team in Schaumburg. That's really why we wanted to be a part of the boomers and be their team chiropractor, to help support that. Like I said, because I think there's a lot of bad things going on that we could be focusing on, but I think that's I think to me they stand for like family and wholesomeness and goodness. So I think that's why I feel like to me that's us giving back to the community. We
It's a
have a
great
lot of
place. That's where family go. They go to the
yeah,
baseball game to
yeah,
have fun.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. And then you guys maybe know some of the people on there. There's Ritesh and Adam. They were involved like on some charities. One of them called the Giving Group
Oh
that we've
yeah.
supported in the past, and they do really really great job. And then there's my friend down at the bottom there owns a gym. So I think just supporting local businesses. I think we definitely like doing that. We've done like a few like collaborations where the person comes into the office and we talk about their business, and that's our way of supporting other businesses as well. We'll be doing more of that coming soon, where we're going to visit like certain businesses and actually have it be more about them, not necessarily a type of like, hey, come and see me. I'm Dr. Martinez. I'm a chiropractor. It's more about supporting the local businesses.
Yeah.
So I think at the bottom, I went to a couple of times to a school, and we did like what's called a show and tell, which is kind of fun, showing my spine.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's at the bottom there. And then I did a talk I think at Harper College. It was called like a leadership alumni conference. I think with Carrie Ann was there, and I was like a panelist of 4 other
Oh yeah.
great
Okay.
leaders. Yeah, so that was really cool doing that. So
I think that, I mean, yeah, yes, you are very much into the community in so many ways. So you're definitely a giving person. So I think that's great. And thank you so much for sharing all of that.
thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. So my next, I just wanted to kind of ask, do you have any promotions that what do you have in your office or what type of
Sure,
promotion?
sure. Yeah, so for the viewers, like it's like I said, just one time only. If you watch the episode, you get your consultation. Like I said, we're gonna sit down and talk with you, talk about your goals, and then really let you know, can I help? Yes or no, and figure out, some type of care plan for you to see how we could help. So typically for that it would include your initial visit and your first treatment, and that's only for $95 today. So if you guys are, like I said, interested, feel free to reach out. We'd love to see how we could help.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm gonna just. So is there anything else that you want to add? Because I think we're coming up to the
Mhm.
top of the end of our show. I just want to thank you for taking this time
Yeah,
out of your morning
thank you.
to do this. I know we were kind of going back and forth.
Mhm.
I was I you couldn't do 5, but we got you on at 9. So I'm glad that we're able to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you gave a lot of great takeaways and examples of exercise, and I like how you say that we should get up and move.
mhm.
That's something that sometimes can be a hard thing, but you really got to tell yourself and be non-negotiable about
Yeah,
it. I like that. I like that word, that phrase, because then you'll make sure to make it a serious point of your day and make sure you keep it repetitive. You keep doing it.
right.
So I think that is awesome. Um, I want so if what I would love for you to do, because I want to again thank you for being a part of the
Thank you.
Meet the Expert on the Block family,
Yeah,
and also if you wouldn't mind letting people know again your name, your business, and your contact
yeah.
information.
So my name's Dr. Hector Martinez, chiropractor here in Hoffman Estates off of Grand Park, 1000 Grand Canyon Parkway. I don't know my own address, Don. So phone number 847-884-8488. Office is, email is, I'm sorry, website is trimedonhealth.com. And like I said, there's lots of ways to reach out to us via social. There is like a form you could fill out where we get some more information from you, and then our office will contact you if you are interested, in coming in. So we'd love to see how we could help.
And you're on, so follow him, contact him. I mean, he's everywhere on social media. So, I mean, he has so many videos out there. So, I mean, you're like the video king. It's just like so many of them, and really good ones that exercise. I saw a couple of your samples of exercises and things like that. So definitely, if you're out there and you're seeing this, get in touch with Dr. Hector. I want to introduce our next episode. We're going to be doing it on November 5th. The Meet the Expert on the Block live stream is going to be November 5th. And we're live streaming at 5. So we're doing it evening, live at 5. And my special guest will be Jason Stollard with Love Local Media. I'm excited about that because he's always an interesting person. He knows all his media, his lingo. He loves talking. He's very passionate about what he does, and he's big on video. So I think that's going to be a really interesting Meet the Expert on the Block episode. But again, Dr. Hector, I'd like to, thank you so much for being on this episode. And I want to hope everybody has a great rest of your day. I know it's morning. I'm not used to getting on this early, but hey, I did it. I'm glad I was here. And thank you again. And until next time, November 5th, live at 5. We'll see you then. Everybody, make it a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.